Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgmo. Manchester is blue. Manchester City are back in the title race, as people say. Phil Foden, absolutely deservedly today, one of the best players on the pitch. Erling Haaland with an absolute banger of a game, scoring a brace, could have had a hat-trick. And Reinders could have actually put Man United into more misery with the fourth goal that he should have scored. Manchester United are thinking about sacking Amorim. Amorim is desperate. I think he wants to get sacked. I think what he said in the media after the game, that he's ready to be sacked. I think he's out of his depth. I think the whole of Manchester United now are finished. Liverpool scrape a win, of course, earlier today. We'll talk about that. Hit that like button, people, if you're here. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Of course, we got new faces on the channel. Sal is here, of course, for the first time. Such a straightforward post, of course. He's here, repping Manchester United, but he looks so miserable. It's all...
Oh, goodness me. 2 a.m, face-to-face with Man City fans. My goodness me.
Yeah, Vator is here smiling, of course, after that brilliant performance by Manchester City. Kelk is here. Olo's here. Of course, we'll see about Liverpool. Rams is joining us, so hit that like button, people. Rich is here. Of course, his channel is the first one in the description as well. Big up, Rich, for being here. You guys are the two people that were here the first, actually, for Man United. I think you guys actually accepted where the club is at right now, and it's just... we have to start with Manchester Derby. Did anyone see Man United winning this before the game? I've seen a lot of Man United fans were like confident about this game.
I predicted a draw because I had no faith in my team, so I thought they'd score a goal or two because our back line has been awful. But what a difference a world-class keeper makes.
No, I don't think it's about the goalkeeper. I think Man United is just miserable. It's just pathetic. At some point, listen, it had nothing to do. Like, bro, it had nothing to do with the plan, with the tactics, with everything. He's just...
Mo, we can't go based off of results. We can't do that. Before this game, going into the derby, there were many, not just United fans, but rivals and even some City fans questioning our form and what this derby was going to be. Many United fans thought that they would go and get a result at the Etihad. They're like, look, the last 8 games, the last 3 in particular, City haven't gotten a win, right? So, and they were looking at the form. They were looking at how poor we looked playing against Brighton, how poor we looked playing against Spurs. And it was like, City can get at. You can get at City. City could get got in this game, is what many fans were kind of saying. So I was concerned. I was nervous. And it was a derby on top of that. So I was like, let me channel and let me put out as much positivity into this game as I can, because unlike some fans, I know that we make a difference. I know that fan support makes a huge difference. And I tried to put out as much as I could. And again, this game, I think, reset things. It resets things to a certain degree in terms of like City aren't as bad as many were kind of talking about. Pep isn't washed like many were trying to push that conversation.
Staffy
And
TV.
Staffy loves that narrative. And then it was also
Where is that fraud?
he's probably he's probably being fraudulent on his channel. But when it comes down to United, United didn't play well at the Etihad. Plain and simple.
Wait, can I ask a question very quickly? What is Man City's weakness this year?
There's not just one. I'll be honest with you.
Just give me one rough one in terms of how do teams get at you?
Teams get at us with directness, plain and simple. Teams get at us also with a physicality that we're getting to. Like we're kind of like relearning how to do that with the players that we've acquired, because we've gotten players that are outside of the Prem, players that don't quite know, what the pace, what the physicality is. And when you look at some of the other signings at other clubs and how some quote unquote players, big ticket players, aren't hitting the ground running, I think it's because of how different our league is. And we're suffered with that. Any team that's chosen to be direct with us, especially late in games, have had success, have had joy. And I'm watching a full 90 minutes as a Manchester City fan, concerned defensively until the last blow of the whistle, because we do look vulnerable. And I'll leave it up for the United fans to speak on it.
There's a reason I asked that question, because the reason I asked that question is, so the direct thing is interesting, you said, and because I remember when Arsenal played United, and I remember watching the game thinking, all United are doing is just sort of hitting the ball diagonally towards Mbeumo. It seemed like that was the only plan they had, right? And I just thought that was just an easy game to sort of like defend against, basically. So going into this game against City, even though being direct is the right thing to do, and of course you guys played the young guy on the left hand side. Yeah. And actually, in the start of the first half, I actually thought United got a little bit more joy right at the start of the game, right? Like, I mean, people are going to say, United didn't play well. I thought in the first half and in the first 20 minutes, United looked like they could be dangerous against you. But the physicality thing, that's the interesting. I don't think United are physical, and that was something I thought going into the game. Like, to match the City team or to beat the City team, you have to be more physical than them. Once I saw that midfield,
I thought Man United looked better than Man City in the first 20 minutes.
That's what I said. In the first 20 minutes,
the first 15 was quite even, wasn't it? First 15. I think there was a couple of
in
chances.
The first 15 before you scored, I thought Man United looked more composed. Even the commentators.
We were giving the ball away a lot too.
I just thought that looking in the midfield, once I saw Garte and I saw Bruno, I thought they're not going to overrun that Man City midfield. I think that this Man City midfield should be overrun. You've got to just get at them as much as possible and put them under pressure. That's what Tottenham did to you guys, and you guys broke under that. So once I got that team,
it's mistakes, though, isn't it? It's mistakes that Man United keep making, the same mistakes, and then once we make the mistake, that's it. We're on the back foot after that. Bruno not picking up his man again. Luke Shaw not covering the guy in the goal. So it's again the same old, isn't it? It's all mistakes.
When are we? I'm just sorry. Big up everyone that joined us from Sam's stream, of course, from Al stream, guys. Make sure to hit that like button, people. If you are here, guys, help us by hitting the like button, guys. We cannot be on less than 100 likes. And also listen to Luke Skywalker. Thank you, Luke, for reminding everyone to like the video. When are we gonna stop actually thinking that Man United are this big team? That this is, to be honest with you, I was gonna tweet something before the game. I'm just gonna be completely honest, right? Before the game, I don't think the Manchester derby is as big as people make it be. It's only big for the people in Manchester. In my lifetime, Manchester United were good when Man City were not good. And Man City now are so dominant in the last, if Manchester in the last 12, 15 years.
There was a bit of overlap, wasn't there? There was an overlap of a couple of seasons where United...
only between 2010 and 12. Let's say 10 and 12.
They think, Mo, the biggest rivalry is Manchester United Liverpool, but we've never. These are two teams that have genuinely never been in a title race in the Premier League.
Yeah, but they are rivals because this is the two biggest teams in England. In terms of trophies.
Mo, I'm stopping you. I'm
Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna stop you now before you go on this road because
No, but
it's so
seriously.
wrong. No, you're going
Why?
you're going. It's so wrong because again, you want to talk about the rivalry not being what it was because neither team have been dominant at the same time or strong at the same time.
The level is so different now.
But you can say that about many of the derbies, right? If you want to go and talk about Liverpool and Everton, when has there really been recently? When has there been the overlap?
I'm gonna tell you, Liverpool and Everton, and that's what people don't tell you. Liverpool and Everton are only relevant for the people in Liverpool. Nobody outside, none of the global fans see this game as a derby. Like also for other people, you think like I'm waking up on Sunday, Liverpool versus Everton, and I'm preparing for a derby?
You're gonna watch it.
Not really. I'm gonna watch it. I know it's a tough game, like the Manchester derby, but I don't think it's like
you're waking up for the Arsenal Spurs?
Yes,
100%. Yeah, that is.
I'm not waking up at 4:30 in the morning for that. Nope, not gonna do it.
That's kind of you. So I'll say this.
I wake up for every game. That is just me. If Newcastle are fucking playing whoever, I'm waking up to watch it. That is my job.
Like
today, the Manchester derby, it doesn't change anything it doesn't change anything about next week or the week after. Manchester City won at the Etihad against Manchester United. Good for them. Great. It tells me a lot about Man City. And Man United lost. People, okay. It's just...
Wait. No. I'm not letting Mo getting away with this. No. So had the result been the other way around, Mo?
That would be an upset because you are now the more successful team than them.
And then does it now matter?
Because okay, let me tell you something. If Man City go to Old Trafford and win 2-1, anyone here would say, "Wow, what an upset!" Like, is that anybody would say that?
No, why are you flipping
we struggled
it?
there.
What if United had gotten the win today?
If Man United got the win, it's very similar to, for example, to Brighton getting the win at the Etihad, for example, which is similar.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say. So, like,
Brighton are a lot better than Man United right now.
Man United, can hold on, Man United. Am I wrong to say this? Like,
yes, until they got 20, then they can say it's an ups. Then they can say, then you can say that. But until they got then they can go there. You know what I mean? They can.
Then Arsenal fans can't chip into this conversation at all because they don't have 20.
Okay.
Just saying.
Wait. So, anyways, the point is this, right? So there's different kind of derbies, right? There's local derbies where it's between the teams in the same city, right? And the Manchester derby is always going to be massive in Manchester.
Always,
right? Always going to be massive, even outside. I mean, till the 2000. I mean, I won't lie to you.
But this comment is spot on. I am talking from my point of view. I'm not from Manchester, so I'm yes.
It's different when you've been supporting Man United since the 80s and 90s. It's hard to grasp that because I come from like Sean Gota and Uwe Rosler and people like that. You know what I mean? Players like that. You know, I not these days with the money and stuff. So it's still an upset to me. It's still like a bit baffling to me sometimes. You know,
I'm sorry,
especially today.
I just wanted to say this though. Like when City got the money, right, and became a threat to Manchester United, from an outside in, it was like, wow, okay, I'm really going to watch this game right now. Like when you guys had Sean Gota and Paulo Wanchop and so on, those guys.
Still winning derbies back then, just so you know.
I know that, but I'm saying to you from
beating the billionaires down the street.
Can I just finish, please? From a fan's perspective, it wasn't like massive for us, right? We watched it because it was two teams playing each other, and there's more the city rivalry more than anything else. I think now it's obviously grown, right?
Yeah.
But I think to most points, I think it's United is still the sort of the big name team, right? But actually, there's an expectation now going to these derbies that City are going to beat them. Like most times, we feel like City are going to beat them. I'm talking from my outside in. Now, you might feel differently as fans, but I'm just saying from my outside in. When I watch City versus Man United, I'm expecting more of the upset of United beating City as opposed to a 50-50 game right now.
Okay. Now
let's go back to the game now. Let's go back to the game. I want to take from Man United point of view first. What do Man United should you sack Amorim now? Should Amorim be sacked?
I think with this one, like, after a defeat, it's probably a bad time to ask, because I was trying to do something early on today on my own channel where people are angry, and all I've heard for the last few years is like, we need to replace the players. We need to replace the players. We've replaced most of the players. Like over every night. If you look how many players we've signed over the last couple of seasons, we're signing better players. Apparently, the players that were a problem are being moved out, and the results aren't changing. And again, I think that the issue is going to be is that as soon as the manager comes in, there's a lot of Manchester United fans, and this will probably be an unpopular opinion, but I think Ruben Amorim does look like he's struggling and does look a bit out of his depth. But a lot of people will say you can't keep sacking your manager, and I agree. Like, okay, to some extent, you can look at this and say if you're trying to build sustainability, at some point you need to actually back a manager. And yeah, in terms of backing a manager, I don't think it's endless time, but I think it is a coherent transfer strategy and actually trying to build a squad which is going to be better. And I think the idea was going to be Manchester United will build a squad first, and hopefully the manager they got, like my best case scenario is Ruben Amorim works out, but a better case, like a perfect scenario really is going to be is that Manchester United might have to make sure that every single transfer window their squad improves. And if Ruben Amorim is not the guy to take them forward, the idea has got to be that a next manager comes in and there's not this reset. So there is a bit of a concern from my point of view is that if it does require almost buying 20 perfect players for Ruben Amorim, that's not feasible. And if that's the case, if we have to look at it, and people that today are saying, "Oh, we need to buy a new midfield." If we buy a new midfield, they'll say, "Right, now we need to buy a wing back, a left wing back, right wing back, and we'll have to buy a different type of striker." So for me, there's like so many issues regarding like we can't buy 10 players for a manager, like 10 expensive players. So at some point, like he has to get better out of the team he's got. Like I don't think we're the 15th best team in terms of squad last season. So that performance level over week in, week out. And again, maybe the City game's not a good game to talk about it because City got some world-class players. I said to myself that people are telling me Haaland's like an Isak. Like, for me, Haaland's level's better than most strikers in the Premier League. I think his level's better than Isak because like if you look, people are saying about all-round play, let's be honest, Haaland scores goals almost every single game. He's a massive threat. He can be anonymous for most of the match, but as a quality finisher, I think he's the best striker in the Premier League by a distance. And that's like, I have no bias or allegiance towards players. I think United knew this was an issue. So, but I think to answer your question directly, Mo, I think United need to seriously look at this. And like with the Ruben Amorim, I don't think the idea of like give him another 2 transfer windows. I don't think I'm quite impatient, but I am trying to be patient regarding a rebuild. I know the rebuild's an issue, but I consider the rebuild in terms of the squad being where it should be to try and win titles as like a rebuild. I don't think we should blindly back the manager. If we see the same sort of situation where there's why is Luke Shaw starting this match? Why are we seeing Mainu never starting? I think that at some point there's going to be questions. It's going to be difficult because I think we could be seeing Manchester United beat Chelsea next week and have a completely different conversation. But I think I would say the start of the season, you got to have 10 games, 15 games, and then I think you can make 4 games in for me is too soon. But I think there is definitely pressure building from not me, but a lot of fans. I think you need to say that give them like a decent amount of games. I'm not saying give them like 2 years, but we can't really judge. Like Sesko's barely been integrated. Cunha was injured. We haven't seen Lamans play. We know Binder's not good enough. So I would say the pressure's on, but at least give them like 10 games before we can have a serious debate about it.
But
Sal, what do you think?
I was going to ask a question.
Look, I think the worrying thing for me is that today was it was godsend to play Mainu today. He had to play Mainu today. Move Bruno into that number 10. It's a simple thing. It was a simple thing. Move Bruno into number 10, Mainu into the midfield. Simple. That's balance. He just seems to be wanting, despite what Bruno does, he plays him over and over again. He doesn't substitute him. He makes mistakes. And everyone gets substituted apart from Bruno Fernandes. Look, I'm not going to say Amorim, get him out of my club. I'm not one of those guys. You know what I mean? I'm not, Portuguese fraud and all this malarkey. Do you know what I mean? I'm not one of those guys, right? But he needs to start learning from his mistakes, in regards to tactically. I'm not talking about change the formation. We all know Luke Shaw's finished. It should have been Aiden Heaven in there. We might as well just move on to the future. Aiden Heaven should have played as a left-sided centre-back. He's better than Luke Shaw as a left-sided centre-back. Mainu should have played in midfield. Bruno should have played as the number 10. And look, I'm looking at it and it's just he's making the same mistakes over and over again. And there's been no improvement. And obviously I agree with my guy there is that, we can't keep sacking managers. But there's a line you can't cross, isn't it? There's a line where you think, oh, enough is enough. Come on, mate. You know, we need to start getting results. I would say give it to 10 games. I would say that. Give it 10 games and let's see where we are then. Obviously, as he said, basically, if we beat Chelsea, we're singing from a different hymn sheet, isn't it? So, you know, I would say just give it a little bit of time. Wait 10 games. Let's wait and see. I mean, hopefully we're not down in the relegation zone in 10 games, by the way.
It's bad, isn't it, though? 10 games. That's like give them 10 games.
Give it 10 games. And look, I'm tired of sacking managers. I'm tired of it. I didn't want Erik ten Hag sacked. I told you guys that it wouldn't improve. It hasn't, you know, and it hasn't improved now. And he just needs to stop showing the favoritism, in my opinion. He shows too much favoritism to some players, and I don't think it's fair on the likes of Kobe Mainoo, etc.
I'm sorry, but I don't think fundamentally you're going to get that much better in 6 games' time. That's the problem. So when you say give it 10 games, there's 6 more games. One of them is Chelsea.
I think they only win 1 game.
And so, yeah, it's like...
in the next 6.
Yeah, I think they only win 1 game in the next 6 games. The Sunderland game at home. It's the only game they're going to win.
I think they're going to lose.
I genuinely think Olu is spot on. I think they're going to lose to Chelsea. I think they're going to lose to Brentford. I think they're going to win against Sunderland. I think they're going to lose against Liverpool. And I think they're going to lose against Brighton or draw. And they're going to be in the relegation zone by then. I believe it's finished. It's done. It's over. Sack the guy now. Put him out of his misery. Come on, it's finished.
I understand, but I feel like when people say the 10-game thing, I think it's sort of like everyone's sort of saying this from this hymn sheet, this magical 10 games. I'm like, well, we have to also look at it from a realistic standpoint in terms of who are the next teams you're playing as well, and what's the possibility of not just getting the points, but also seeing a better performance from the Man United team, right? Because ultimately, the problem is not that the problem is not just that you're not winning, it's that you seem to be in games where it just looks awful.
Yeah,
and I say this as an Arsenal fan, where
it's like an eye test versus stats thing, isn't it? Where if you look at the game, for me, watching the game today, I didn't feel like we were going to score. It doesn't matter. Like people can say about the stats behind, but you watch the game and you see what's happening, don't you? You can see that when things start going wrong, Ruben Amorim doesn't change things. So I agree with Sal 100%. Aidan Heaven should be starting, or you could put Mazraoui in the back 3, but Luke Shaw should not be in the back 3. I quite like Mazraoui as a back 3. Kobe Mainoo should 100% be on the pitch. He's the only one that's capable of driving through the midfield and actually to beat people. We saw when he came on, he does something other players can't do. And Bruno Fernandes, he's much better as a 10. He's creative. He caused the problems. He's done this against City for years. He's actually scored some good goals and caused problems for City. And put him in a midfield position next to Ugarte, it was dreadful. And I think that for me that there's a lot of issues, but Ruben Amorim, the problem is he does the same sort of things. And I would agree with the Arsenal fan top right saying that 10 games is like kind of this arbitrary cutoff. But I think what we need to see is, like I would say that at the start of the season, 10 to 15 games, because Sesko's not played. He needs to get up to speed. And Mbeumo, Cunha, and trying to actually get them the best out of them. We know they're outstanding last season, but playing for Ruben Amorim, and also give them a bit of chance to actually see if the team looks like it's getting better over the season with new signings. And at the moment, like every other team's adapting to new signings, and we're seeing the same issues. That's the issue I've got. I don't see improvement. And we're talking about a manager that's got no back-to-back wins, which is almost like atrocious, isn't it? Was it 8 wins in about 8 months? I mean, I'm trying to back the manager, and I'm trying, like Sal, trying not to be reactionary, but it gets difficult because I just don't see anything to back my team. I'm watching the whole game thinking, where's the next goal going to come from?
You're in a corner, isn't it? You're stuck in a corner now. It's like, we got nothing to say now, nothing to back him up, and I'm trying my best.
No, exactly. I tried my best, and it's like now I'm just like going, right, guys, I'm on your side now. What are we going to do?
I felt exactly this way under Emery, and I definitely felt this way under Arteta as well. And there was 2 different behaviors from those 2 managers. One just continues to get worse and worse. And I remember the lowest point for me was we played Watford, and they hit us with like 32 shots, and that was for me was Emery. I was like, whoa, like this is bad. And I feel like for Amorim, the problem is that there doesn't seem to be any highs coming from this, right? It seems just to be getting worse and worse and worse. And for United fans right now, I mean, the thing that most United fans have been singing about this season has been a good performance against Arsenal, which I'm like, well, you can't just stick on to just one thing when the past 10 months has been so bad, and you can't really pin your hopes on anything. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to move on to. I just want to say something about Man United. If I'm a Man United fan today, I feel sorry for myself. And the reason why, and I'm being complete, I don't know if people watch me what I said on other streams as well or not, what I said on this channel. I actually thought this is the last resort in terms of having a manager and trying to build and stuff. I think Man United as a team is finished currently in terms of like trying to build. You have changed the majority of the players. I have said that the environment was so bad and the likes of Luke Shaw and Bruno Fernandes and everything. There's only one solution left, which is one player, which is Bruno Fernandes. That is the only player left, right? You completely have new blood in this team. You know what I mean? Completely have new blood in the team. But it's not tactics today. Amorim got Dorgo in about 10 times in the right place to cross the ball to Sisco, but the cross never arrived. For some whatever reason, Dorgo had a lot of joy on that left side to cross the ball to the guy that wins every single header in Patrick Dorgo. But he never crossed it. Never did. On the right side, the same
he didn't reach the target.
Exactly. He crossed it. It hits the first man. It hits the first man. It hits like every single cross hits the first man. Cleared by Diaz. Cleared by Diaz at the near post. Cleared by Diaz at the near post. That is not a tactical problem.
People hating on Ruben Diaz.
I don't know what is wrong. I actually think that Man United, and I know that this is not the thing that Man United want to hear, and it's not objective. I promise you it is not objective. Man United are just becoming a mediocre club that I'm going to give you an example today of a player that played against Liverpool and people need to see, or Kyle Walker today. Leslie Oguchukwu played for Chelsea 2 seasons ago and looked like a prospect that can be a top Premier League player. He played today for Burnley and looked like, yeah, you are a mediocre player that plays for a team that's mediocre. Kyle Walker today played for Burnley and looked like, yeah, you can play in a team that is a low block and everything. Everyone that joins Man United goes backward. I have no idea why. Like, I don't know why people go backward. It has to be something about confidence, the shirt, the environment in the club.
Backward, Mo? Give you examples of players that have gone backward. I'm going to give you an example.
Amad Diallo, since he got integrated in the squad, keeps getting worse.
I think Amad Diallo might have been a bit overhyped, in my opinion.
Exactly, but that's what you say today, Rich. But
no. Honestly, Mo, like you can look at any.
It's not overhyped. Amad Diallo is a good talent.
8 goals. 10 goals.
When has he ever been there, though? When has he ever been there?
What do you mean there? The problem is that what people don't understand is that he has been going backwards. That is what people don't.
Started at Atalanta. He went to Rangers. He went to Sunderland.
And okay, that's the point. He joined Man United. Let me just tell you.
Okay.
He joined Man United. Look right in the beginning, Rich. Right. Because he was infested. That's what I mean. There is some kind of infestation at Man United. I know that you guys don't see it because you're Man United fans.
Can I reply after that?
You can reply, of course. I believe, for example, Kobe Mainoo, yes, he got injured. When he first broke to the first team under Ten Hag, I believe that Kobe Mainoo is a generational talent. If this guy was under Pep Guardiola and he was molding him slowly, and then he's next to winners and stuff, I believe that Kobe Mainoo today would have been one of the best midfielders in the Premier League today. And the problem is he's at Man United. That is the problem. That's not an objective take, but it's a take. I have no other answer for it.
Okay,
I believe.
Let me respond then, Mo. Let me respond to this. Like Kobe Mainoo, okay. As an example, Amad Diallo I think was a bit overrated. Hat-trick against Southampton for sure, and one of the better performers in a very, very poor team. Like Sal would have watched Giggs, Beckham levels above Amad Diallo. Like no disrespect to Amad Diallo, but he's not the level that people overhyped him to be. That's the bottom line. He's good, but he's not the level people thought he was. Like, and I'm not going to say anything negative about him because he's doing his best, but he's not the level people hyped him up to be. Anthony didn't regress; he moved to a better league. Sancho didn't regress; he moved to a better league. Put Sancho at Chelsea; they pay us to take him back. Look at Sancho versus Chelsea in the final. I'm sorry, Anthony versus Chelsea in the final. absolutely anonymous. You put him against Premier League opposition, he's shit. You put him in Real Betis, fine. These players haven't regressed. These players aren't good enough. Manchester United signed Yoro. He's a quality player. They signed Mbeumo. He's a quality player. But realistically, we haven't signed enough quality players over the last few years. Like players we bought have not been good enough. Onana not good enough. Binder not good enough. Having those two goalkeepers at the club's a joke. So I think this idea that players regress, we haven't signed good enough players. And the players that we have a team finishing 15th, and we're going to take our best two players and say they're world class or top quality players. They're not top quality players. They're the best in a really, really shit team. That's the bottom line. And I think that people are taking this, pushing this narrative. Manchester United make players worse. We don't make players worse.
We're not pushing narratives. It has been happening for 6-7 years. We're not pushing narratives. I promise you. No one is pushing narratives. It's a reality, Rich. Okay.
I think it's a problem too. We spend way too much money on these players who aren't good enough.
I promise you. Nobody has explanation for it, but people join Man United and they get worse.
I got an explanation. Glazers.
They aren't even in charge anymore.
Culture at the football club resonates down to the actual football club, and it's absolute mess. Poison.
You thought Omar Barada was going to fix it.
I disagree. I think basically United went for the strategy. And what's the name of the old CEO? Woodward of going for this like big name players who were past the sell by date and bringing them in. I think that just created a toxic culture of big egos, but the ability isn't there anymore. Like, let's take for example Casemiro. Like when Casemiro was bought, everyone was saying Champions League Casemiro won it 4 times. The question should have been, why are Real Madrid getting rid of a player who was so integral for them? And yes, he played well in the first year, but you saw the regression dropped so quickly. So they had seen something because they chose to keep Modric, they chose to keep Kroos, but let this guy go, right? And I think sometimes United fans get it's the shiny new toy thing. Like a player with a big name comes in, people get excited about it, but don't look at the underlying issues of problems that could come with it. I think the best thing United did was actually what they've done this season in terms of sort of going for those players who are around the same age and bringing them in and going for the sort of big names. The problem right now is that you're going to have to go through so much pain with these players growing into it, and you still need to get rid of so many of the other players who exist, the likes of Luke Shaw, Casemiro now. I mean, 2 years on, you guys have given him 300k, and now you have to get rid of him. And you spend what is it, 60 million?
Listen, I have no answer for it other than if Man United, I'm going to say it again, I said it before, Man United need a personality that will be basically now taking over the team and not listen to anybody. And that personality might fix the mentality of the club for the short term. I don't know who's that personality now in the world. Maybe Jurgen Klopp, maybe Pep Guardiola, maybe Antonio Conte. Someone's name that is as big currently as anyone in the team that will not listen.
Southgate.
I'm being serious. Jurgen
Sir
Klopp.
Gareth.
Klopp going to Man U would
Sir.
be crazy.
You guys are not listening. You guys are not listening to what I'm saying. I'm not saying Jurgen Klopp in particular, Antonio. Someone from that age, someone with
experience. I know
someone with a personality for a short term that will change the mentality of the players. I'm telling you guys, people don't understand this.
Oh God.
Who did it for Inter? Who did it for Inter?
Conte. Bro, Antonio Conte. One day, it's very strange that people don't understand.
Conte will join and then blow up the club.
It took one day. Antonio Conte joins your club. Chelsea felt it. Inter felt it. Napoli felt it. He joined. By the way, Spurs felt it. Spurs did. He joined them. They were 9th. He's like, we're making Champions League football. One way or the other, I'm making this team make Champions League football. It changes the mentality of a football club.
But it needs to last, though.
No, he's not gonna last. It doesn't. For Man United now, it's a save. Guys, it's now Man United are in the saving process. You know, like save this somehow. Get this team close to the top again a little bit in terms of like top 5, top 6, and then from there move on to build on it.
It's simple.
I believe that the players join Man United are. Listen, I played football. I know a lot of you guys played football as well. I played football. A loss, there is this thing that managers used to say, a win brings a win and a loss brings a... I think the club now, Man United, are used to losses as it's normal. It is okay. The kit man feels it. The ground man feels it. Everyone feels it. It is okay to lose. It is okay for us to have a bad day in the office. This needs to change at the club because the players feel it. We had this in Egypt in some teams when people say some clubs just win by the name. I promise you, I've watched Man United enough that under Alex Ferguson, just you are stepping in Old Trafford, you're 1-0 down. Just you haven't even played the game yet. Just by your play in Man United, you're 1-0 down already. This happens when you change the mentality of the players. The players already have the confidence of a pass, a dribble, a cross. I think 30 to 40% of football is about the confidence of you dribbling, crossing. And that Man United players don't have that. They don't have it. They don't believe that they will win games. They only do that in some of the big games when the adrenaline rush comes in, and you see it when they play other teams. They don't have this thing, and I don't know what is the solution other than a manager that is not a rebuild manager. You know what I mean?
Actually, on Mo's point, I agree with him. My name's Rachel. Nice to meet you all. I agree with Mo because the only two people for Man U that were actually trying today were Mbeumo and Bruno. And I think Amorim kind of messed up in his setup. I think he should have actually started Casemiro because when Casemiro came on, that's when Man U actually started having a bit of pressure building. They were able to progress a little bit forward. And Ahmad went to the right wing back side. He started getting chances. And I think Amorim kind of messed up what he was trying to make. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's how I saw it. As a rival, I hope both the teams lost.
I disagree with Mo. I think again, short-term thinking is what has got them into this problem. Like they went from Mourinho's, they've gone for Ole. I mean, Ole, they gave the guy a contract after he did 10 games, and opponents were saying, give him the contract. Exactly right. Then they moved to they've never sided thing. Like they never really just said. Ironically, I'm going to say this as an Arsenal fan, and you guys are going to laugh. They need a manager who's going to implement some phases, and the phases have to be very clear.
Oh my God! Here comes with the phases again. Oh my word, broski!
Listen to Mo. Listen to what I'm saying. The phases have to be very clear to the United fans in terms of this is what we have to build towards, right? Because right now, 1 second, they think this is what's going to happen, and then the strategy changes. And if you work in a company and every single day a new CEO comes and changes strategy, it's going to be difficult for you to function. You need someone to just come in and say, listen, for the next 5 years, this is what we are, and this is what we're going to try to work towards become. And anyone who's on board works with us, and anyone who doesn't want to be on board leaves. That's what they have to do now, because they've tried everything and it's not working.
We're doing that now. To be fair. We're trying to do that now, but it's just the beginning. We need time. You need a little bit of time to do this because the culture at Man United over the last 12 years,
can you define culture? Can you define culture?
Each other. Do you know what I mean?
Can you define? Okay, Sal, define. I have to define culture. What does that mean, culture, guys?
Culture. It means the way the club is run. For example, youth, courage, and success. What Man United used to be. Basically that when someone from the top, like a manager or CEO, inputs a mentality where it's okay to lose, it's okay to come in training late, it's okay to like Luke Shaw used to do and pay off the physiotherapist, what I mean, things like that. That is a culture, playing when you want to play,
exactly.
Overly paid as well. Being overly paid is a culture at the football club. That's what that is, getting rich too soon. These kids, they got so much money, they don't need to achieve anything. It's like, oh, don't worry, I'll buy my Lamborghini at the end of the week. Don't worry about that. That's all right. Back in the day, we used to have Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, David Beckham, and that was a culture. That was a culture that was embedded from the Busby Babes. That's what it was from. Nowadays, people are not aware or are clueless in regards to our history and our past, what our culture was. Our culture was winning, Mo. It was winning. Win by hook or by crook. We win, may not play the best football in the world, but just win the bloody game. And I agree with the short-term fix of the manager, but we need to have a long-term plan as well, because once Conte leaves, it took Tottenham a while to get back when Conte left. Once Conte leaves, what we're going to do. Ruben Amorim is the right guy, in my opinion, if we give him the time. But it's whether he gets the time. That's the thing. He's already got rid of Anthony, Rashford. You know, he's got rid of those 2 players. Garnacho, he's got rid of them. All the toxic players in our team. Sancho, he's got rid of him as well. You know, the job isn't finished. It's not finished. It's half done. Mm-hmm. And we can't paint ourselves with the same brush as a Thomas Frank or another team because they don't win anything. You know what I mean? We need to win it. We need to win. That's what Man United about winning.
What about a lot of people saying Oliver Glasner?
He's gone. He's at what is he? Oliver Glasner. I mean, he plays a 3 at the back as well, mate. You know what I mean? He's another one.
That's what people are saying.
Man United. That's not the Man United way. You know, 3 at the back. You know, he plays the same formation. You know,
it's not really.
He done it in the Champions League. He smashed up City in the Champions League. Managers don't become bad managers overnight. You know, they don't become bad managers overnight. And I was there when Alex Ferguson was being doubted. I was there when people were putting out the banners, "Get Fergie out of the club." I was there. And it was much worse than now. He was famously in his last game. Obviously, he saved him. Mark Robbins saved him. You know, and imagine we got Alex Ferguson out there and we sacked him then. You know, none of us will be here right now talking about Man United because Man United would be a mid-table, probably a championship club, even that. You know what I mean? So, look, you know, I just think that we just need to be calm on him, let him do his thing. You know, look, we've had the nostalgia with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We've had the experience in Jose Mourinho. We've had Louis van Gaal. We've had, David Moyes, the British manager. We just need to stop and be calm a little bit and say, okay, you know, we lost 3-0 to Man City. Okay, but everyone's going to react to that. That's fine. You know what I mean? But as Rich said, we'll beat Chelsea and then everything will be back up again. You know what I mean?
Can I say one thing? I agree with the Arsenal fans saying that in terms of like
we need a consistency, but that will come, and we have to get through the mud. You know what I mean? You have to go through a little bit of rain to see the sunshine, guys. You know what I mean? We have to feel the pain. We ain't there yet in regards to the top of the pinnacle of the pain yet, unfortunately.
Well, I wanted to say something like the Arsenal fan mentioned about he used the words process. So I think it angered people in the chat because it's Arsenal and it's process. But I was going to say in terms of like strategy, Manchester United have moved away from Varane, Casemiro, Cavani. I'm trying to think of other examples. Bringing back Ronaldo. All these are like short-term fix. Like let's get Casemiro. Of course, Casemiro is going to regress a bit. He's like past 30. He's going to a more athletic league. Of course, and with worse teammates. What do we expect? Like it's a no-brainer. And then, but you look at Manchester United signings. You get Yoro, good signing for the future. You get Dorgu again. People are judging him quite harshly already, but you get a good goalkeeper. People don't know too much about him regarding this one. So, for me, what we're seeing is Manchester United. We've changed our transfer strategy. So, Ineos have changed things in terms of what they're looking at in players. They've gone for younger players. I think that's a positive, but it is going to be like in the short term. The squad does like experience and does like quality. We know that. But the idea is that rather than trying to buy Casemiro and go, right, we're going to be challenging the league next season. Of course, we're not going to do that. But Yoro is a long-term signing. Dorgu's long-term signing. Aiden Heaven, Chido-Obi. These are better deals. Like Mo, you have to accept that. These are cheaper deals. The salaries are being reduced. So things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it's great. So you think Man United are going to get better under Amorim?
No, but what I'm saying is that it's the first time we've actually got owners that are planning for a bit longer than about a month ahead of them, which is like the Glazers had no idea whatsoever. This is the first time there has been a plan. And to say that, okay, let's stop it immediately.
Oh my God! You guys think that this? Okay.
So
you guys are expecting it to get better. Sorry, big upside, by the way.
It's not going to get much worse, is it? Let's be realistic.
No, it can get worse. It can get worse.
But guys, look, we're not comparing anything. We're not comparing it to Alex Ferguson. And I was around Alex Ferguson right from the beginning, right? You know, some man weren't. Do you know what I mean? I was around. We're not comparing to Alex Ferguson. All we're saying is this, right? Soon as things get a little bit edgy. Soon things get a little bit treacherous. We're like, throw in the towel. We're not going to get nowhere like that. We're not going to get nowhere like that. We've got a backlog of players from the Louis van Gaal days. You know what I mean? We've got players from 10 years ago, 12 years ago in the squad right now. Right? If we carry on sacking managers, we're going to have another backlog of players in Bremo, Cunha. You know, we're going to have another backlog of players. That's not going to be the new managers' choices, of course. This reactionary, modern day fan that thinks, you know what, let's just sack the manager. That's what we want. Gets clicks, gets likes. Let's do that. Come on, let's do that. That's all they do. You know what I mean? I'm not on that thing. I'm not on that. Like every single year, every single time it gets a little bit treacherous, mate. That's it. Throw in the towel.
No. I disagree with you. This is not okay. I'm just saying this. This is not. It's not a bump. You guys are shit.
Genuine question,
Man
though.
United
Right,
fans
and
understand
genuine-
the problem now.
Can you say that again?
Again and again and again. If we do not
I'm
persist,
sorry,
and
Sal.
I
I
hear
am
you.
sorry. Sal, I'm sorry. I actually someone who sat on streams and said, give Amorim time. There's new blood with Mbuemo, Cunha, Sisco. There's gonna be a change at the club. This guy might change it. Amorim this, Amorim that. I'm literally sitting today watching, and I'm like, I fear for the likes of Cunha, Mbuemo, Sisco to get worse. And now they're going to be beyond repair, like the rest of them that stayed too long with Ten Hag, that stayed too long with the others. I actually think you sack him today, you hire the right guy today, this team changes a little bit.
And we'll be here in a year, Mo. And we'll be here in a year.
And
We'll
you're
be
going to
here in
be
a
here
year.
in a year. And you're going to be here in a
In a
year.
year.
Under,
Let's
and
get
you're
another
gonna be,
manager.
sorry,
Let's
sorry.
get another
And you're
manager.
going to be here in a year under Amorim. And it might not be fixed as well. Your best chance today is to sack Amorim. I don't think Amorim is a bad coach. I think Amorim doesn't have the strong personality to fix Man United. I genuinely thought that. I said
We've
that
had
with
Jose
all due
Mourinho,
respect.
Mo.
I said, and Mourinho was about to actually a little bit change the culture.
People were
But the
leaving
problem
Old Trafford, Mo.
it got so
People were
toxic.
leaving Old Trafford.
Yeah, but it got so toxic. It got so toxic at Man United. I promise you, when Amorim was hired last season, I sat on shows and I said that I said there's one caveat to this. If Amorim personality is strong enough to take over and be the main voice at Man United might get better. If Amorim surrenders to the pressure and surrenders to the people around and actually get embedded in the culture and get infested with the culture of Man United, as you said, you are the one who said it, Sal. You said people pay physios, come late to training, and he became okay with it. That means he's not the right personality to manage Manchester United. And here we are a year later today, he might not have the personality to fix. Rich said it. You need a big personality
So look,
to actually
let me
fix
tell
this
you,
Man United.
like Ruben Amorim's walking into a derelict building, right? The building's beautiful from the outside. Okay, let me get it in simplistic terms, right? You walk into that building, there's asbestos, there's mess everywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're expecting Ruben Amorim to fix the mess of the last 12 years in 8 months. This is what we're
No, but it doesn't get worse. It doesn't get worse. No. I never said that.
Within 8 months,
I never said that, Sal. I never said that, Sal.
Fixed, but half the team is not fixed. It's not his. It's not his
Delict is
team.
new. Mazraoui is new. Yoro's new.
Yeah, but that's not his player.
Amad Diallo is not impressive.
That's not his player.
Dorgo's
That's not his.
new.
Delict is not his
Ugarte
player.
is new. But
No,
by the way, this
none of them. The only players that he's
this notion that everyone has to have their players, that doesn't
Can I
happen.
ask Sal a question, like Mo? Can I ask Sal a question, like a Man United fan? I just want to say, like Sal, given all these players that Ruben Amorim needs, that I think that Ineos are going to be. I don't think they're going to give him as much time as you want them to get given. I know you said like.
No.
I think what we're going to see here is that if Ruben Amorim needs 5-10 players more, I think Ruben Amorim's gone. This is my thought. So regardless of what people think, I think that Ruben Amorim will not get he's not going to get 2 transfer windows to actually get the team. So whether we think he should get more time or not, I think might be largely irrelevant. It's a results-based business. No. I think Ruben Amorim can't really say, this is what I'm going to do if it's not working. He has to find, if he wants to keep his job, he has to find a way of getting results. Like with the players he's got. I don't think it's a compromise. It's his job. Head coach, he's got to get results. That's basically what's going to happen. If he doesn't get results, regardless of what I think, any member on the panel
I actually feel that if he loses to Chelsea, that's it. It's game over anyway. I think they're going to sack him.
So you agree now? You agree that they're going to sack him?
Yeah, because Jim Ratcliffe, it doesn't mean it's right, does it, Mo? Doesn't mean it's right, but they're going to sack him because I was looking at Jim Ratcliffe today with his hand like this, his hands like this. And I was like, nah, they're going to get rid of him. They're going to get rid of him. I was surprised. I was even thinking that they might get rid of him today, but not to say it's right. And then we're at the question, right? Who are we going to get? We're not going to get Conte. He's not going to leave Napoli. He's not going to leave the beautiful city of Napoli, Salerno, and all these, and come to Manchester United. The absolute mess of Man United is. I don't think he'll come. Do you know what I mean? And we'll probably get a stopgap manager again, and then we'll be backlogged again.
I think 2 things can be true.
I need to switch a little bit, but anyway.
I think 2 things can be true. I think my issue with the whole Amorim stuff it's not been a couple games or it's not been a few games. It's been like this for what's it? We're coming up to
12
8
months.
months.
It's close
been
to a
quite
year.
A while.
Yeah,
that
it's
he's-
almost close to a year.
It's like it's been such a long time, and like I see this situation very similar to my club, like Liverpool, when we first started out. And as soon as Klopp came in, you saw so many changes on the pitch. You saw that performances were a lot better. You saw that there was a different desire about the team, that they want to go out and win. Granted, the results, the quality of players and the results didn't show as much as it did in the next couple of seasons. But you saw that there was changes being made. The culture of you like to say the culture of the club changed as well. Like there was a desire for these players to win, and I to an extent, I agree with Mo. I don't think Amorim has the capabilities, the charisma, or even I'm going to be quite bollocks to tell everyone we're Man United. We're here to win. If you're not here to win, then you can fuck off.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one thing. One thing, Rick, on that point about Klopp, right? And listen, we all laugh at this, right? And we still laugh at it now. But do you remember when they came back from 3-0? They came back and drew a game, and they took
West Brom.
Players. I guess West Brom.
I remember.
Going for that. I think for them, I think for him, it was you need to start celebrating the small victories you get. You need to change your mentality. First of all, it was like you guys are so bad right now. I need to rebuild you up from the start. And when
I swear it's a mentality issue. I swear to God, at Man United, it's a mentality issue. It's not players issue. It's not managerial. It's a mentality issue.
The phase thing has triggered a lot of people to think that because I'm saying phase means you're going to win. Phase is not about. When I'm talking about phase, I'm not talking about winning. What I'm talking about is having a plan. Do we know what Amorim's plan is, or do we know what Ines' plan is, and are they aligned together? That's the thing. It feels right now that isn't the case, and that's why we're seeing. Like he said, I'm going to be stubborn, and if they want to change it, then they will change it. If that word is coming out, then for me it's like, actually, how much of it are you aligned in the sense that this is what we're going to achieve in the next 3 years, 5 years? It's not just about the next game. The teams and companies and CEOs have to plan not just for the short term, but for the midterm and the long term.
Yeah, I think Jim Ratcliffe has planned though. I think Jim Ratcliffe's planned in terms of like what he wants to achieve in a certain amount of years. That's why I think Ruben Amorim has to get a certain level of attainment, like a certain level of performance, or he's gone.
Are you not entertained?
I don't think there's any emotion at all.
Who's doing that?
Whoa.
My bad.
I was going to say, I don't think there's any emotion. I think Jim Ratcliffe has like a very
Hey man, it's my first time. Don't make me look bad.
No, I was going to say, I think Jim Ratcliffe's emotion out of it. I think Jim Ratcliffe's got a level of expectation, and it's basically performance related, and it's results related. I don't think if Ruben Amorim works, I think he's. But again, I think it's results. And looking at the boy language, like Sal said, I get the feeling that Jim Ratcliffe's always like planning ahead in terms of anyway. So I'm looking at this situation thinking that Ruben Amorim's probably gone anyway. And it's a matter of time. I know, regardless of what people think.
Let me do this.
Jim Ratcliffe's already moved on mentally because I'm looking at the performance, and I think it's inevitable. So regardless of what we think, I don't think Ruben Amorim is going to be in charge for that much longer.
It doesn't really matter what we think.
Let me do this super chats, guys. Are United gonna stay like this for several years? I genuinely believe that as well.
I think so too.
They won't be this bad. They'll still hover around mid. They won't be this bad. They won't be this bad.
I don't know, 3 years, they might finish with negative goals.
Yeah, if Amorim plays counter-attack that suits the players, it will work in short term, but will be deja vu all over again in long run. Like Erik Ten Hag 22-23 and Oli 2021. Also Shaw, Bruno, Casemiro will be given new contracts. Yeah, RSV, I hear your point. Like,
you just got to bite that bullet, man.
You know what the problem is? I actually don't know what Amorim wants to do now. Is it position-based football? Is it counter-attacking football? Is it direct football? I actually now don't know. I don't know the style anymore.
Wait. Go ahead. Go ahead,
real quick. I do have an issue when I hear the fan base ask what is the style of play, because don't you want to assess that depending on the opponent in front of them, right? Like sometimes the manager is going to choose a style based off of the teams in front of them, so he might defer to it's going to be more counter.
Yes and no.
But hold on, Rax. What I would say, Ram, sorry. What I would say is I think you want to look for consistency when he plays a similar style team, right? So if you're playing against stronger opposition and he happens to defer and he's going to do a little bit of the counter, he's going to be low block or whatever, okay, that's okay. And now when you're playing against a team that you're superior to or you're expected to win and you see a change in play, all makes sense. If it's across the board, unanimous counter, then I get it from the fan base questioning it. But having different styles based off different opponents, come on, like, what are we doing?
You're
triggering me.
Can I do the rest of the super chats?
Vita just triggered me. Vita just triggered me. That's why.
If Ruben Amorim or a new manager keeps adapting to the players, they will keep running in circles. Louis van Gaal was the only manager who had a system and a style of play.
Nah.
But it's,
I think
I'm gonna say something honestly about this. I genuinely believe Man United problem currently is not only a system. I agree with Sal. It's a culture and a mentality problem that won't be fixed with a weak personality manager. It looks like Ruben Amorim collapsed he looks depressed. The way he talks.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you guys something. Erik ten Hag, when he first came to Man United, he was regarded very highly in the world of football, in the media. By the time he left, I thought he's crazy. And I'm being serious, by the way. I said on multiple shows that I think the man has lost some brain cells for real. I know that we laugh about it, but like he was saying stuff, answers to questions. Bro, I'm being serious. He was, and I said that to Mina, by the way. I think I was doing a show with her or something with Saeed or on this channel. I can't remember. I said, I genuinely believe that the guy is answering questions that are not being asked. Like he's Ten Hag at the end of his tenure, Ten Hag. Amorim now, the way he talks and the way he presents himself, he is so depressed. He says stuff that the manager of Manchester United shouldn't be saying. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be saying this stuff. And I believe he's cracking under pressure. The personality is a little bit weak as well. Like, you watch some other managers, like Thomas Tuchel, for example. You always think, even Thomas Tuchel, when he left Chelsea, his press conferences are strong. His strong personality. Pep Guardiola, strong personality. Jurgen Klopp, a strong personality. I believe Ruben Amorim cracked under the pressure of the fans, of the media as well, and all the criticism he's getting. And I don't know what is happening with him, but the man looks like he is on the way to be another Ten Hag in terms of like, people are going to call him crazy. People are going to call him like, bro, you're not saying the right words. You're like, I know that all the managers are media trained. We all know that. They're media trained. They have a PR team behind them. People get paid. But I believe currently he's cracking under pressure. And I agree with Rich. Maybe Man United moved on from him and they need to move on today better than tomorrow. That is what I believe. It's not about adaptation.
If they do move on, and to Sal's point, I think that's your name, right? The Man U fan?
Yeah.
Yes.
If they move on, you said he doesn't have his players. Who do they get that? And you go through this process again. Like, you'll have to buy new players. You have to do this. And no one, like Slot came in with Klopp's team. He won us a league. He didn't have his players, but, you know, how long can you keep on making that excuse? Because that
one's a bit more different because everyone knows Ruben Amorim was also one of the candidates to take over Klopp, but we purposely said no because Slot fitted what this club's ideologies are about.
But also, Liverpool were not a mess.
I agree.
They had winners in their team. They had Champions League winners in their team.
I agree, but these kids that are playing in Man U, they all grew up. Like, the mentality of Man U, I understand, but I grew up, and a lot of us grew up with Man U winning all the time. These kids that are playing for Man U now, they saw Man U growing up winning. How can that mentality go so far down? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
No, these players playing right now, they're in their 20s.
Kids when Man United last won the championship, probably.
And
no, these players are not. These players are not Man United. Like, they don't have the mentality of Man United.
They don't know.
And
nobody knows.
Which to me, it's kind of surprising that they don't have the mentality of seeing. Oh, we saw Man U winning.
It's not about that. It's about the club. It's about the kit man. It's about that. It's not about that.
But Mo, your club went through this in the mid-teens, if I'm not mistaken, until we're hovering around mid-table, like 10th.
Mo is excellent at speaking
in the 2010s.
Bro, it's very simple. We hired a manager that got us fourth, and then we sacked the manager and got the manager that the first day he walked in, he said there is one winner and 19 losers in the league. When he came second for the first time, Inter didn't come second for 8 years. He came second, and he said, we lost. Next year, we need to win the league. Otherwise, we failed.
This is content,
And then,
right?
yeah, that's it. That's it.
The problem.
That's it,
The
bro.
only-
bro.
the
It's
only
just,
issue-
and
the
then
only issue-
suddenly, I'm seeing my players on the pitch believe that they will win games.
The only issue.
How did he convince Philip Billing, Billy Gilmore, Scott McTominay that you can win leagues?
The only
literally
issue,
told
the only
McTominay,
issue with that
forget Man United, you'll win leagues.
is
He
that
said
because
that.
it was all nice saying all this stuff, right? But if we actually try and look for a solution, are there any managers who, let's be honest, no disrespect,
manager
to
market
what
is
Ruben,
awful.
no disrespect to what Ruben Amorim
I
done.
don't believe that.
He did really well at Portugal with Sporting, but Sporting is not the biggest club in Portugal. Factually they are not. You
He
need
made
a
him.
manager that is able to manage one of the biggest clubs in that country, who has the character, who has the capabilities to go into Man United and say,
Ram, but Sal said it. It's not about the manager. It's not about the player. There's the kit man. There is a director. There is a
but
someone
the manager can
telling
help change that.
Yes, but he has to have the right personality. Man United is a big job. It's a big institute. How come a manager come in? I think you need to change the guy that cooks.
Would you argue
is that his job? So there is a question. Does it
Yes, Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp. Yes, it is his job.
Oh wait, listen. There's a difference in a head coach, right? Which we can look at actually Amorim's job role. Is he a head coach or is he a manager? A manager, yes. All the decisions he comes in and decides that, right? If he's a head coach, he's been hired specifically to coach the first team. And
so it's a club culture problem because it's a club culture because Pep Guardiola, if you hear everyone talking about Pep Guardiola, they said he changed the club's mentality from top to bottom. He's like the guy that is 10 years old, being scouted by the club, needs to come in knowing that losing is not acceptable at Man City. Jurgen Klopp the same. Jurgen Klopp changed the club from top to bottom, not by himself, with the help of the people.
That's the thing.
Right?
That's the thing.
And the problem is, that's why I'm saying that Man United need a manager that at least will change first team football. Inter, we didn't change the whole of the club. Antonio Conte changed the first team only. That's why when he left, we went backwards a little bit. You know what I mean? We went backwards a little bit.
He was a head coach,
yeah,
right?
Antonio Conte came in, threw a tantrum, said, I want this player, I'll win you the league. He won the league, threw the tantrum, left the club with mutual consent or whatever, and the club had to go to Inzaghi, who didn't win the league the year after, didn't win the league the year after, won the league, and then where the club is at now. Yeah, but it's a short-term solution. But he kind of fixed Inter, by the way. He kind of fixed Inter a little bit. No, Conte. He fixed Inter a little bit.
But like I
anyway,
said,
let me do this. Charles is saying crazy stat. In their last 25 Prem games against teams that weren't newly promoted, they have won 3. Anyone saying Amorim shouldn't be fired is mad. That's for Sal.
Yeah, I'm not saying he should be
way
fired.
Over his head. This is too big of a job for him to take. But
I'm not saying he should be fired.
It's like when Potter went to Chelsea. It's like you can't turn down the opportunity.
They're not cherry picking.
It's like you
are tired of changing. You are tired. You are tired of changing managers, but at some point, you're not gonna fire the board. You're not gonna fire everybody. You just have to change the guy. That's it.
It does help. It does help if you managed a relatively big side within your country. Like people forget, Dortmund were in a bad place, but Dortmund are the second biggest club in Germany behind Bayern.
Actually, that's
DJ
Schalke is the second biggest team.
6 years ago, Arsenal was in the same. Arsenal were in the. Guys, let me just read this. Guys, please. Arsenal in the same position and the conversation was the same. Arsenal were never this bad. But Arsenal stick with Arteta. Look at us now. United need more time. Arsenal were never this bad. He finished 8th.
No, I admit Arsenal weren't this bad.
But
we were. Let me explain. Can I explain why we were this bad? It wasn't just what was happening on the pitch. So yeah, listen to me. It wasn't that. It was what was happening off the pitch. I always come back to this. Our captain was doing balloons and was pictured in the newspaper doing that. It was a mess, right? It was a mess off the pitch. If you go back and look at the banter era of Arsenal, like people just focus on the 8-8, the 8-8 and the 5-5, right?
Bro, you're still in the banter era though because you haven't won.
Whatever. The points you're trying to make.
Just what
okay, that's good.
Like, are you assuming you're out of the banter era? Like, this is because you said you were in the banter era. I'm assuming.
Very funny. Anyways, you lost 5-0 in the Champions League final. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is this, right?
Yeah, no one cares about Derby either.
Everything that happened.
Remind me who PSG beat to get to the final.
5
doesn't matter.
We are at least I'm saying that we're in a banter era now. We kind of that game.
At least they made the final.
Well,
did you even make the
I would
quarterfinals?
rather not, Kelk, to be honest. I would rather get knocked out than
we won a Champions League. What have you won?
Anyway, I get what Olo's saying. Anyway, RSV is saying you can't compare Amorim with Erik ten Hag because Erik ten Hag was so arrogant from his very first press conference when he said era's come to an end. Amorim is saying he's not going to change. They need to fire me to change. He is becoming a little bit arrogant, to be honest with you. He's becoming a little bit arrogant.
I reckon I'm saving face.
Okay, guys, Arsenal fans, don't be sensitive. It's a joke. It's okay. You've got one of the best center backs in the world. It is fine. You've got one of the best teams in the world. It is okay. Why are people so sensitive? Anyway, can we move on from Man United a little bit to talk about the actual title race? Our City in the title.
We give City.
Yeah, Allah. I'm talking about City now. Our City in the title race, guys. No. Because just to put this in perspective, Lee Dixon. I was watching here in America. I think I had Jim Biglin and Lee Dixon. If I'm here on, I don't know if who you guys had in the UK. In the UK, they were saying that even with this City performance at the end of the game, they were saying we still see City behind Arsenal, behind Liverpool. We don't think that the City team is going to challenge. We think that they are behind.
Hey, don't nod your head. What are you doing? What? Don't nod your head being like, yeah, we're not in the title race. Don't do that.
Why can't I nod my head and agree with what Mo's saying? Why did you interrupt them? Mo, continue.
That's it. That's what they said. Are they in the title race, City, or they are not?
As a rival, I can't really see, because even Man U got behind them a lot of times. They just didn't take their chances. Sesko in the first half, right before I think you guys scored, Donnarumma made that one-on-one save, and even with Mbeumo, that was a worldie of a save. But I feel like City go through having this great performance, and then it's just back down. It's like they can't keep up their same level throughout the 90 minutes, or even in separate games. And Vader, Kel, I don't know if you guys agree with that, but
it's an open floor. Anybody can talk Man United. Anybody will get it.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I don't know why Ram was, not liking me agreeing with what Mo was saying. Can you speak on that? Why'd you not like with me agreeing with what Mo was saying?
No, because the last you have a lot to say about Liverpool, and I thought you'd have a lot of chest for your own club, bro. I thought you'd have a lot of backing, being like, yeah, we're not gonna lie down. We're still gonna fight for this title.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Are we going to continue to fight? 100%. But before I say, are we in a title race? We need to be within the title race, and we're not. Right? Like my club, Ram, your club. You had a spell. What? You finished 5th. You finished 3rd. And then obviously a few seasons later, then you got back to challenging or competing, right? We had such a stint. We didn't have our 5th finish or 3rd finish like you guys had, right? So it's going to take us a while. Well, we finished 3rd last season. No, we finished 3rd last season, but not consecutive seasons to really have to get things right? Not to get things right. And I don't think we go from finishing 3rd. I don't think we go from finishing 3rd to then back to challenging. We had so many players that we've acquired. And there's a reason why I think it's Liverpool's league to lose, because we aren't challenging, right? We aren't good enough to do it. We'll have to see whether Arsenal can do that, but I think it's Liverpool's right now. We have to continue to invest in terms of getting the players that have won, the players that have been here. Yeah, we need to invest in players.
Spent 500 million in the last 2 windows only.
Speak on it, Mo.
Mo.
Speak on it, Mo.
Yeah.
What are you talking? Are you talking Zambia? What are you talking about?
January and summer, you spent 500 million. That's
No.
vast.
No, we did not. I think you need a
Mo,
calculator, buddy.
You're talking to Mo.
This is the great thing.
I don't even think we spent 300.
No, this is the great thing. Regardless
you guys
of
spent 200 in just January.
we spent
we spend
200
in
in
the summer?
January, but we didn't spend in the summer. We spent like
we did
20
not
mil
spend
in the
300
summer.
plus in the summer. Get out of here.
Right? The summer prior, we didn't spend anything, right? And this is
No,
what I
we didn't spend anything. You guys still spent something.
It doesn't matter who didn't spend anything. You just get to the point.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Get to the point, but Liverpool,
Yeah,
whenever a club says we didn't spend, Liverpool got to raise their hand and say we didn't spend either. No, we didn't spend much the summer prior, and then we spent in January, and now we spent this summer. But in addition to how we're spending, Mo, you quick want to say, oh, you spent so much. If the defending champs also spend at a record level, then there's investment that we need to do to be able to catch up to the champs, catch up to a club that are looking to win back-to-back, catch up to a club that have broken 2 transfer records and look to want to win it all. So that's why my club needs to invest, and I think we're still slightly off. We need to fix our defense, because every Liverpool fans, I'm not really threatened with City because of how they look defensively. We need to invest in our defense. If we remain healthy in other positions, because I'm actually pretty calm with the midfield. I'm glad we didn't spend the 150 on one player. I'm glad we spent it on 3. I'm pretty calm with the midfield, although we're going to have to invest again when Bernardo Silva moves on. At attack, that's calm, but we need to be healthy, right? So I'm not saying we cannot challenge. I'm not saying that we don't have enough quality too, but right now we don't look good enough to be taking on a Liverpool, and that's why I'm quiet when talking about the challenging, when talking about the title. The title is for Liverpool to lose. You don't invest the way Liverpool do and not want to win it all. When I invested heavily, and again, when I invested, I wasn't media darling, so they were bashing me for how much I was spending.
Dirty oil money, blood money, all this.
Wow. No, I'm just saying, when I spent this way, it was looked down upon. It was ruining football. But we went out, and Mo, you remember, when I went out and got Haaland, everybody said, I must. I went out and got Haaland, and I must go and win the UCL.
And I never said you must win the league this season.
No, it's not about me. It's not
You're
about
underdogs.
me.
I said that Man City are underdogs.
He's talking about us in a City.
Yeah, Liverpool must win the league, 100%.
Yeah, but we'll get on.
Yeah, Liverpool must win the league. So when I talk about how we need to invest to be able to transfer the league, that's where I'm coming from. So you're absolutely right. Whoever was talking about City aren't in it. We also need to do a lot more to actually truly prove it and be amongst the mix. It's not for us right now. We're having the fall off that many clubs have.
What would you like?
Let me ask a question. Sorry. So when you say you're not in it, how many points do you think then City are going to finish behind Liverpool? Because people say, again, I always listen to people's words, and I'm always like, I like them to quantify it. So what do you say at the end of the season? How many points do you think City will be behind Liverpool?
See, I know this is
simple question.
No, it's not a simple question. It's actually a silly question, and I didn't want to say it was a silly question, so I want to give some context. 4 games in, I'm not predicting how many points we're going to have. I'm not going to do that. I've got injured players. I got players getting to form. No, there's no range. There is no range. I can't do that.
7
Are you
to
going to
9.
tell me? What?
Thank you.
7 to 9 points.
So 7 to 9
points. What?
That's a 3-game. That's a 3-game swing.
That's basically 3 games. You're basically in a title race.
For me, you're in a title race. If you're in 3 games of
those are Kel's words, not mine.
I know. I'm saying so. Veta, if you're saying you're not in a title race, I would expect you to believe that you'll be at least 5 games behind in terms of from Liverpool. That's what I would assume, because I think if you're behind, if you're within 2 to 3 games, I think you're in a title race. Now, whether or not you win it is a different case.
Now you're being incorrect, because Ram, and I'm surprised you just remain mute and smile on that.
What?
When we were fighting for this league, it wasn't about 7 points. Fighting for this league, you had to be within 3.
We were 1 point away.
So
from each other.
that's why I'm not talking about.
No, but you're missing the point.
No. It's
was a title race.
Veta, what you're saying basically is that unless you're 1 or 2 points between each other, you're in a title race. No, I'm saying if it's 2 games, if you can lose 2 games and the title swings the other way, you're in a race. So unless you're going to say City are going to be so far behind Liverpool that no matter what, if Liverpool lose a game, you're always just going to be so far behind the curveball, you have to be in a race. Now, whether or not you're good enough to win is a different answer or a different question. Okay. But I believe this. I believe there are 4 teams who are in the race. Now, the degree of percentage you say of how good they are to win it is going to be different, right?
Oh, sorry, quantify it. How many points within is a race?
I got a different answer for you.
Yeah, for you.
But I'll let Vader go.
For me?
Yeah, for you.
I think 2 to 3 game swing, you're in a race.
So maximum 9 points.
Maximum 9 points, you're in a race.
Okay. All right.
I think you've got to be considered in a title race. At this point of the season, City are in a title race. Let's be realistic. You got one of the best goalkeepers in the world you just bought. You got the best striker possibly in the world at the moment, definitely in the Premier League. And Rodri, if he's back to where he's got, I think you've got to be considered in a title race. Like, why not? How can you say you're not in a title race?
I think what's going to happen is we're going to be in a big hole
come on,
most of the season. We'll make a second half run.
You keep telling me you got the best manager ever, and you got the best striker in the Premier League, the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, one of the best central midfielders in the Premier League. You got the best manager we've ever seen, apparently. How can you not be in a title race?
Wait, hold on. I'm getting really confused. Were Liverpool in a title race when it was our trouble season?
No.
Okay, weren't you guys 10 points off?
Liverpool were actually top of the league until
until March. Yeah.
Liverpool were in the top of the league until March.
No, they weren't.
The season after. We were 5th in the treble season.
Yeah, they were nowhere near the pace. It was literally City and Arsenal.
The forfeit.
Oh, 2021.
Not in the triple season. I'm sorry. Not in the triple season yet. The season after.
Yeah, the forfeit. Yeah.
Yeah,
the 4P, you guys were in the title race. The trouble.
Yeah. We were.
All right. So I'll concede as of now, because I'm told it's early in the season. We're 4 games. I'm in a title race as of now. If we're gonna say as of January or March and that point gap, then I'll say, you know what? No,
so how come City have the best manager in the world currently?
Why you don't wait, Mo?
Let me finish the take.
No, I'm not gonna fit. No, you're not gonna finish because you say it with like you're doubting it. You say it like apparently.
I'm not. No.
Questionable.
No, it's not questionable. Man City have the best manager in the world currently, without a doubt.
Then that was better.
Okay. You have arguably the best striker in the world currently in Erling Haaland, right?
The Liverpool fans would disagree, but yeah.
Yes, but you have the best striker in the world.
Well, we don't listen to them.
You have Phil Foden today, came in, PFA player of the season 2 years ago. You have the best DM in the world, the Ballon d'Or winner, Rodri. Currently is the Ballon d'Or holder.
Recovering from an ACL.
Tijani Reinders, which is a lot of City fans told us that he would be the signing of the season this season, right? Yeah. You have Gavardiol, on the best centre backs in the league. You signed Ait Nouri, the best left back in the league, arguably.
He's injured, yes.
No. Who said that? Who said Ait Nouri is the best? Nobody said that.
Let Mo do his thing.
A lot of people said that.
Ahmed.
Yeah, and they said the same thing about Kirkaz, but continue, Mo. Continue.
Oh, I got smoke.
We got Robbo. We got Robbo still. Robbo's still good, bro.
Stop
talking about us. We're talking about
but you signed Donnarumma, the Champions League winner, right? You signed Donnarumma.
Yeah.
And so why not win the league? By the way, some City fans think that you have the best squad in the league.
Nobody thinks we have the best squad in the league.
Martin does.
Okay. All right. Well, Martin's not on the show right now, so you're talking to me and
the best squad.
Say again?
If you got the best manager ever, like Alex Ferguson didn't have the best squad every single season, but we won and we were consistently in the top 3 in the Premier League era. I don't recall any seasons we started not being in the title race.
Okay, but guys, you realize that I lost 2 on the bounce.
I
lost 2 on the bounce to Spurs and Brighton. For me to say that I'm not in a title race,
we have to get the history out. No,
that can be history out.
No, I can't be in a title race until I'm in a title race. And right now, I'm not in a title race.
Can I tell you something for real? This is the first season.
Am I wrong to say that? Where are we in the standings?
This is the first season ever in Pep's history that he goes into the season without having the best team.
That is another lie.
How?
Every time Kels and I won the Prem, we had the better team.
No. Yes. Pep Guardiola, yes.
Wait, sorry.
Wait. Hold on.
We're going to do this.
Yeah.
At what point?
Hold on.
We won the league, we had the best squad.
Yeah.
So
every time Pep Guardiola won a league title in his career, apart from people saying
Liverpool never had a better team than we did.
2008, 2009. Hold on, let me finish. only 2008, 2009, but at that time he had the get out of jail card in Leo Messi, which is basically that makes your team the best in 08, 09.
Xavi, Eto'o, Henry.
At that Eto'o, Henry, yeah, probably. So he had the best team. Pep Guardiola, for the first time in his career this season, goes into the season without having the best team and the best squad, right? The first time. If Pep Guardiola fails to win the league this season, it tells me that Pep Guardiola always have to have the best team to actually win the league. He cannot come again like
Phil Jackson.
Okay, can I ask a question then? Can I ask a
Go
question?
ahead, yeah.
All right. So
it's Phil Jackson.
All right. So
and cynical Pep's first season, he actually didn't win the league because Antonio Conte won that.
Oh, here we go. Here comes more Antonio Conte, bro.
Pep's first season, he didn't win the league, so it proves my point. It proves my point.
So just for the record, when Liverpool won their Prem, they won it with a weaker team.
Who? Which one?
Yeah,
Which one?
they did.
2019. Yeah.
2019. You guys had a weaker team.
I think
the year you won the Champions League.
What do you mean by weaker though?
No, this is the point because Mose wants to say every time.
Are you talking about Liverpool?
I'm talking about Man City. I'm talking about Man City. Every time Pep Guardiola won the league, he had the best team going into the season. This is the first time.
Liverpool teams never had any depth ever.
Yeah, we had Solanke on the bench.
They literally had Shaqiri, Origi, and Fabio Carvalho on the bench. That's what they had.
No, it was Solanke.
Fabio Carvalho. Yeah. It was a broken Adam Lallana.
Broken Adam Lallana.
All right. So I just want to hear correctly. The year Liverpool won the Champions League, they had a weaker team to City. The next year when they won the Prem, they had a weaker team to City. The next year when they tried to defend their championship, they had a weaker team to City. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay.
As a whole 24-man squad.
It is proven that way. It is proven that when Van Dijk got injured, Liverpool without Alisson would not have made the Champions League.
Mo, I just put up the squad, right? So Kyle Walker, John Stones, Raheem Sterling, Gundogan, Jesus, Aguero, Zinchenko, Laporte, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Sané, Bernardo Silva, David Silva, Mendy, Fernandinho, Mahrez, Cancelo, Otamendi, Edison, and then Foden, Eric Garcia.
What are you? How are you saying
you guys had two first 11?
Was crazy good.
They had a better team.
Was mad.
Guys,
we had a starting 11. That's it. But after that,
I would say that they might have had a better 11. But we always had more depth. And if they had one injury, they were always fucked.
All right. So if they had one injury and they happen to have a so if they had a better 11 and they don't suffer any injuries, did they not have the better 11 to win the league?
You can't play that. Now, if you guys want every single game, you have to rotate and put weaker players in over the season. That's the thing.
And that's when they drop a lot of points and dropped out of cups and stuff like that.
Okay, so I love
the point,
Vator,
is anyway, the point, Vator. I want to say the point, Vator, that you're making, Vator. I'm sorry. The point that Vator is making is that if Man City don't have the best team, they are not in the title race. That is what he's making. That Pep Guardiola, that's what he said. That's what he just said. He's like, we don't have now. We need to spend a lot of money to have a better team than Liverpool for us to be in the title race. Did I hear this right, Peter? Isn't that your point at the beginning? So to go back to the beginning? You said we need to invest to catch up to Liverpool, yeah.
To go back to the beginning, if a Liverpool are able to always not have the better team and win the league, and now that they've invested and have the better team, I need my club. Let me make the point, Mo. So they've only won it once, but they won it with a lesser team. If they've now gone on and invested and have now the better team, yes, my club, like you want to bring up the history, we won't be able to win unless I have the better team. So the pressure on my Pep isn't there.
Mo, can I flip it?
Because we don't have the better team.
Can I flip it?
No pressure on Pep is
why. No, can I flip it? Because at the time, before we won the league, I guarantee you, no Liverpool fan, when you made the signing of Rodri, you made a signing of Cancelo, no Liverpool fan thought, oh, we're going to win the league again. We're going to do it again. Every Liverpool fan was being like, how the hell are we going to catch up with C? They've signed arguably one of the most talented right backs and one of the most talented DMs in the world. That's what that was the consensus at the time.
Rodri was poor his first year. So how you react to signings is one thing, but Rodri was not good.
But you guys also had Fernandinho.
You had Fernandinho.
Yeah.
What the?
That was the end of Fernandinho. It was like 34.
But he was still really good, and Rodri pretty much learned from him. And then
Alien
after
dark arts.
Fernandinho
It's
left,
just like when you guys acquired Thiago, there's questions like how are we going to be able to deal with that addition to Liverpool
you
and
guys
what that
were
meant.
not
Didn't Man
worried
United
about
win the
Thiago.
title with 38-year-old Scholes, 39-year-old Giggs against City?
That's a
Like,
different
we
era.
played
That was a
players that
different
were
era.
way past their best, and we had a lot of mediocre players in that team.
Fergie interest.
Yeah, I've got mediocre players right now. You guys crashing on my players right now.
I'm
What
gonna
we're
tell
saying
you
is that-
something.
what we're saying
Mediocre.
is that over the
Fergie,
course of
Rich,
Pep's
Fergie
career,
would win with Wes Brown, John O'Shea, with all due respect to Darren Fletcher in the middle, and he would still win. I've seen this team win.
Tom
Right?
Cleverley.
Like
Tom
Fergie just
Cleverly.
was
Oh my
Bro.
god.
Anderson in the middle. Anderson in the middle. People
Listen,
remember
Johnny-
this team.
Before
Johnny
this goes
Evans.
sideways,
Oh,
before this goes
Raphael
sideways,
and
Sorry,
Tom
Fabio. as
Cleverly
well.
in the midfield. Tom
We won-
Cleverly.
We
Like,
won the
come
league.
on.
Listen
Bro,
to me.
he had
We won.
he had
we
a
won
right. He had basically two right backs to make one right back. That's twins, bro.
We
He
won the
did.
league.
We don't even
We
know
once
which one
had
played half the
Fabio and
time.
Raphael's left and right midfield,
Guys,
and we
guys,
beat
we
Arsenal
won the
2-0.
we won the league with Christopher Ray, Luis Boamorte, right? Oleg Luchny, Gilles Grimondi.
good.
No, they were not that great.
Respect Bill.
They were not that great. Let's not do this. Okay. Listen, Veta, it happens. Sometimes you don't have the best team in the world, right?
Guys,
So,
I'm
just-
cool with the
just-
narrative. Only City are only able to win when they have the best team. You guys were
Yes.
all able to do it with lesser teams, but now the narrative is City only wins. City only
That's what
win when
you
they have the
say,
best
Veta.
team. I hear the narrative.
That's
The
what
Pepe
you're
no
saying,
fault.
Veta. That's what you're saying.
Sir Alex was able to do something different.
I
Klopp
gotta-
was able
I
to do
gotta- I
something
wanna-
different.
for the
Wenger was
last-
able to do something
the last
different.
part,
but
because
Pep
I'm not-
only
I'm not
wins with the
planning-
best
I'm-
team.
I'm not planning to stay long. For the last part, I want to speak about the Liverpool win today. 4 games, no good performance from Liverpool. Where does that leave them? How do people see Liverpool? They got away with one today.
You gotta be scared. You
Uh,
gotta be scared, Mo. Because if it's the case, we're playing like crap and we're still winning.
No, true. I was thinking to Hussam because City last season, in the beginning of the season, they were winning every game, and people said
Arsenal.
the performance is not good.
Arsenal.
Arsenal were winning
100%.
every game at the beginning of the season last season, and people were saying it's going
And
to
I
catch up to you, and it caught up to them.
And Rams, I remember you saying this as well. So
Yeah,
let's not do
I
this
said
as
it, but
well.
the problem
Because I've got good memory.
There's a difference. There's a difference.
Oh, okay. Tell me the difference.
What's the
Liverpool
difference? It's
Got,
Liverpool.
I-
It's not Arsenal or City.
Exactly.
It's
They both are
ridiculous.
good.
I actually disagree with Ram. I don't like that we are having poor performances. I think our whole entire front
Thank you
six
for the honesty. Thank you for
is
being here.
awful.
Wow, Vale.
Our front six
Is it-
is actually awful. Gakpo,
One of the record signings is looking pretty awful.
he
We'll
is,
get
and
to
I
him.
agree.
mediocre.
No, he is been
German
awful.
Tom Cleverly.
Don't
I
Also,
think
another-
the front four is the most.
don't do that.
I think.
Wow.
I think if I'm not mistaken, the front four is the most valuable front four in the league currently in terms of transfer.
terms of market value, yeah.
Yeah,
right?
and-
We don't
Yeah.
talk money
Like
with Liverpool.
Salah
though. We don't
is the
talk money
best-
with Liverpool.
It's smart spending according to the media.
And-
Yeah.
That's
and
blood
also-
money when
also-
City
net
do it.
spend. Net spend.
Also,
jealous?
They won the
Also-
net spend is crazy.
You jealous?
Also, again, I remember I've got good memory for this. Rams was going on about how great this. I thought I was going to see the next coming of Zidane. The way he was talking about this Verts guy. This guy is just a runner. He's doing cardio on the pitch right now, man.
Hey,
He's a 1500 meter runner right now. Because I'm sorry,
on
if this is the Verts, the guy who went undefeated in Germany, if this is the great number 10, the best number 10 in the world, and this is what he's putting up against Burnley.
160 million used to hit different.
You know what? You know what's the thing, right?
Well,
Let me say the worst thing.
yeah,
Let me finish,
Neymar,
let me finish
Mbappe.
this. You know the worst thing about this, right? You know when people say, "Oh, it's the
Coutinho.
pace, it's the pace of this, it's the pace of the league that they need to get used to." You're playing Burnley. You're not playing like a team who's
Were they
like,
down a man? I didn't watch the game. Were they down a man?
They
Yeah,
one
they-
player
they-
got
they-
sent off
at
in
the
like
end,
the
that's a lie.
87th.
Yeah,
Late,
yeah, I got
late,
the
man.
last 10 minutes.
But I'm
maybe.
sorry if
Funny
you're
enough,
going
first one the foul.
if you're going to pay that much money for a player, right? If we're going to hype him up as the best 10, right? And I always say this Chelsea fans did this last year with Palmer, and when he started to fall, I said, heavy's the head that wears the crown. When you crown a player something, we're going to judge him more harshly than anything else. And I'm sorry,
And rightly
Yeah.
so.
Bert has
Absolutely.
looked
Thank you,
horrible so
Ram, for
far.
the honesty.
Can you stop it with the honesty?
What? I'm thanking you for the honesty.
No. I'll speak my piece on it. I have been very, very underwhelmed with Florian Wirtz at the start of the season. I think this is the kind of what he's done, especially within this game. There was lack of instinct. And
should he get dropped then?
Should he get dropped? Who would we drop him for though?
Szoboszlai McAllister
Szoboszlai is now the
hang on.
He's too expensive.
If
Frimpong is playing right back, Szoboszlai can slot in that midfield.
Yeah. If we're playing a midfield 3, then yes, happily.
Move Mac 10. Why not move Mac 10 up there?
I don't know if Conor Bradley.
You need a Szoboszlai.
Hang on. The problem is Conor Bradley.
You need McAllister
just come back from injuries. That's the only issue.
So you get that excuse, but we don't. Okay.
No, because we want to manage our injuries. It's a long season, Kels. I want to win all 4 trophies. I want to manage these injuries, man.
You want to win all 4 trophies.
I'm not like him. Guys, I just want to win the league. In all honesty. Let's do it, Dub.
But I feel as though I think the mentality of the club is that they want to go for all 4 trophies. I think that's what the club thinks. But
I don't think you have the depth for that. I'm going to be honest.
I agree with Kel.
You don't have the depth for this.
11 in the league, but
I'm giving them excuses.
One player goes
of course, they have the depth.
Also, your fullbacks are awful.
Can you just let me finish? The problem with these 2 players, I don't want to go into an entire season playing Dominik Szoboszlai at right back. Although he's been absolutely fantastic and putting clinics at right back, he's a midfielder at the end of the day. I don't want to see him.
Played against Martinelli.
I'd rather play Conor Bradley or Jeremy Frimpong. That's the thing. That's the thing.
Every attacker in the league wants to play.
How do you explain his poor start, Ram? How do you explain the poor start?
I think it's a multitude of things.
Poor start. What? They had 12 points from 12 points. What the fuck is poor start?
The player's poor start, not the club, Mo. The player's poor start.
There's multiple reasons. One, I think the pace of the Premier League is one thing because the guy thinks he has too much time on his hands. One thing, another thing is he's not being risky with the ball when he's at number 10. Like a couple of times he does a little 1-2, plays it back to Van Dijk. I'm like, bro, you're a 10. You're not meant to play it back to Van Dijk. You're meant to pivot, swivel, turn, and take a shot or create a chance. That is your job. You're not meant to be doing these 100% safe passes. You're meant to take the risk. You're meant to be the most creative player. And I think because it's the start of the season, the pace of the Premier League, the fact that he's trying to be a bit too safe is actually being a detriment to him personally. I think
it's interesting because when Bruno Fernandes took risk in the 10, people hammered him for it. And that was like he was creating chances by taking risks, and people were not happy.
Not me, because I
maybe not you. I think
I backed Trent, and he had about 40% pass accuracy, and he was our most creative player. So it was one of those things.
I think,
and people saying like, "Oh, is he? I'm expecting more." I kind of low key expected it because at the end of the day, he is brand new coming into this league, and the thing is, I will give this guy time. People told me Dennis Bergkamp didn't start quickly, and then he ended up being Dennis Bergkamp.
You did not. You're comparing him to Dennis Bergkamp. You did not see Dennis Bergkamp.
I do not care.
You can say
it's a fair point though. You have to stand first against United, but it's a different league. It's a pacer league.
The best example was Perez, right? Perez was actually one where they started the conversation about having a really poor first season and getting better in the second season, and I could accept that, right? When we paid something like 12 million for Robert Perez, when you pay at the time the highest fee in the Premier League for a player, we hold him to a higher standard. That is the reality. There is no settling period.
No excuses.
It doesn't mean he adapts quicker, though, does it? It doesn't matter what the price is. It doesn't mean he adapts quicker.
Well, I'm
sorry. It's his fault that we paid that amount of money. No, it's not.
Yes, because he could have gone to Bayern Munich for less.
But this is the expectation.
However,
no, he didn't want Bayern Munich.
Also, but forget
it's not his fault. It's the expectation.
Forget him. I'm holding you to the words as well, because that's the thing about it. I'm going to hold people who say things like he's the best player, the best number 10 in the world. He's going to be the best player in number 10 in the league. And when he doesn't show it, I'm going to say, well, what made us believe that was going to be the case before he kicked the ball here?
I got to drop, but let me ask this before I go, please, Liverpool fans. What was he bought for? Was he bought for retaining the league, or was he bought for more? Because you guys proved that you can win the league without him. What was Verse bought for?
I think it's
improvement on the number 10.
I think it's a bit of both. You can have someone to retain the league as well as improve you.
Yeah.
Retain the league.
Hang on, I'm talking to a City fan. Did you not improve when you won the league?
Did I not
Not
improve?
really.
I was told when I got.
Lies.
Second, let me answer.
Lies.
Let me
bought
answer.
Riyad Mahrez after the Centurion season. Do not do this.
I was told when I had purchases like a Riyad, or when I had a purchase like a. Let's keep it consistent. When I had a purchase like a Haaland, and mind you, the price tag was nothing close to what these guys spent on him. But I was told, and I think Mo was one of them. Haaland came to my club. Haaland came to my club not to win Prems. Haaland came to my club because we needed to go and win the UCL. So that's why I was just asking the question. You guys have proven to already
100%. Liverpool now must. Yes, Vader.
I'm asking the Liverpool fans, not you, Mo. Relax.
I'm asking
Liverpool fans.
We do have to win the league, and I agree.
That's a minimum expectation.
But the same way your manager was able, when Aguero left, did you say the same thing?
We did not have a striker for 2 years after Aguero left. What are you talking about?
No. I'm saying
the striker. They played Phil Foden false 9, my friend.
No.
Then we still beat you both times.
You misunderstood what I was trying to say. When Aguero left, and in the 2 seasons, you guys had that false 9, Jesus or whoever was roaming around in there.
Foden.
And then you got Haaland. He was meant to lift you guys up to winning the league and also do more. And I think.
I was told.
No, let him finish.
I just want to be. I want to keep it consistent.
Can I tell you?
Victor,
can I tell
don't
you
interrupt.
No,
don't let me. You know where I'm going. I was told when you go out and you get the best, when you go out and get that player, I was told winning the Prem wasn't enough. We've already proven to be able to do that.
That's what I was trying to say before.
Okay.
Can I say something for real?
Winning the Prem
because Man United. Because Man United won the treble, guys. Because Man United won the treble. Man City won the treble before, right? I believe with the investments that Liverpool had, and because they won the league last season, I believe that the target for Liverpool this season should be a treble, to at least match Man United and match Man City's treble, because Liverpool have not won a treble. And the reason why I'm saying this, I know that treble is the hardest thing. Inter did it, Man City did it, Man United did it, Barcelona did it, Bayern Munich did it, Bayern Munich did it. If you go and get the best striker or the most expensive, if you break the record twice in one transfer window, I'm really expecting you to at least be listen, if you win the league and win the cup, the FA Cup, and you reach a hold on, let me finish. If you reach the Champions League final or a semi-final and you get knocked out, something like this, and you win the league and you win the cup, I would say yes, it's a good try. But if Liverpool go on and, for example, win the league and win the Carabao Cup and don't compete for the Champions League, okay, you already did that last season. And you invested heavily.
Don't compete.
In the champs.
Yeah, in the champs. Well, what's the
last season? You didn't compete. You didn't compete.
What's the minimum placement that Liverpool should be?
I actually believe that
you should better what you did last season.
For you, I believe semi-final at least, because I believe currently in the world, PSG, who lost their goalkeeper and have a new goalkeeper currently.
Well,
Barcelona with Yamal. Barcelona and Liverpool are the favorites to win the Champions League.
I think Arsenal.
And by the way,
I think Arsenal should be put in there.
No, not really, because the experience is not
not yet.
Watch out. No, the experience is not
they
yet.
face Inter in the final.
We can watch out. I don't think that will ever happen, because
year?
I think if we reach Arsenal in the final, I think we'll win, because Arsenal have a history of losing. Seriously, bro.
You will get smoked.
And I think at that time, Arsenal. I think we'll face you in the beginning.
I hope we do.
You guys do.
No,
you
we
guys
are.
in the same,
it's in the draw. We actually
group.
face you.
Or whatever it's called.
We are.
I didn't say. I'm just looking at the round of 16. I'm not looking at the group stages.
Anyway, I genuinely think that the problem is now, which is the last thing I'm going to say before we end the show. I'm going to just do the last super chat. Is that I think that Liverpool fans now are being disrespectful to Arsenal. A lot of people are saying that Arsenal are not. in contention with them. They're like, yeah, they will compete, but they're not good enough. But I think
I
Liverpool
totally
currently, the performances of Liverpool are not encouraging, but they still have Alexander Isak to come in, to be honest.
And
that is a big factor.
In balance.
I don't think it's
Might see a
actually
better players for Isak. Who knows?
I don't agree with imbalance. I just think no one is
playing well.
No one's understanding what to do.
So
it's
imbalance.
like I don't call that imbalance because they can still, they know what runs everyone's making. They know where they're going to go, but it's that last pass before we do something. That's we get to the final third and it's like we become like
there's no synergy.
Graders.
There's no synergy. There's no
there's no you added like 3 new players.
And that's part of the point. Like, how are they going to?
Same thing happening to my team. 7. We added new players. We're struggling.
But Ikitike, Wirtz, and Frimpong. Sorry, 4 players.
Let me do this last super chat before we end the show. I need to.
That Kirkus guy, right? Gave possibly
he's on fraud watch, big one, yeah.
Kirkus at the
should have been sent off.
He reminds me of like a person who joins a team for the first time and they just want to impress everyone that they do dumb shit. That's what he's reminding me of.
He's a hyperactive
I've seen that before a bunch
Let me
of
do.
times.
I'm gonna do this. This is the thing. Ekitike for his price tag does not get enough scrutiny as much as Eucharist as a cheaper price. Even with Ekitike having a more creative midfielder behind him, I'm gonna tell you something. To be honest with you, I don't see people in the overlap talking about Florian Wirtz. I don't see them do this, but they sit down and they talk about Victor Eucharist.
No chance.
No, but there is false calls. He's supposedly the most rivals with Liverpool because they're Manchester United. I don't see him talking about Florian Wirtz.
But when you watch,
I'm telling you the reality. It's just,
when you watch Eucharist, I mean, it can be a bit of an eyesore sometimes. Like that,
it can.
You know, I respect the honesty. I respect the honesty.
Thank you everyone for watching us. My friend Richard, Red Devil United TV is in the description. Go support Richard. He's doing a fantastic job. Had an absolute magnificent time in the transfer window. Listening to Rich and all the Man United news over there was absolutely brilliant. Of course, Straight for Post. Of course, Sal's channel doing great work. Thank you for joining us, Sal. Absolutely brilliant show with you. I'm so glad that you joined us. Finally, we got to actually make the time work between us. Actually make it work. Of course, True City Fan. Of course, with Kelk and Patrick in the description. Vator Games, of course, as well. Brilliant show. Guys, before you go, hit that like button before you go. We're not even on 200 likes, which is absolutely shameful. Thank you for everyone supporting the channel. This will take you to Casual EFC. Go support Marshall and Ahmed there. Footy Judge More Raid. I will see you guys tomorrow. And we're out of here, people.
Salah's criticism.